Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I never thought I would say this, but I filmed a review on the KKW X Mario palette. And guys, I went in on this palette. And obviously, as you can see already, I didn't use the blue because everybody else is using the blue, so you can look at all of those if you want to see a blue tutorial. But I wanted to go a different route and try to use as many of the shadows as I could. And I actually ended up using all of them except the blue. But the blue is still a very pretty color. It swatched very nicely, smoothly, creamy. I didn't have any issues swatching it or anything like that. And as far as how it applies on the eye and stuff like that, I wouldn't be able to tell you. But on the rest of the shadows, I can give you some of my thoughts. And I don't know why I didn't get the bundle. I kind of wanted to get the bundle, but instead I just got the palette, and then I regret not getting the bundle because those lipstick colors, like, to be honest, those look nice. But I don't know why I just got the palette, but yeah. So I still went with the nude lip. I hope you guys like this look. It's not like I'm gonna be showing you the whole process of how I do my eyes and stuff like that, and something that went really wrong. As you can see, I was able to figure something out. And rude. Without further ado, let's get on to the review. So I'm going to start by priming my eyes with the Tarte Shape Tape. And this is what I always use, so if anything goes wrong, I know it's not the concealer because I always use this and it always leaves my eyeshadows looking vibrant and pigmented. Please excuse my palette because since I've already swatched it, kind of got like on the palette, like around the shadows and stuff like that. So yeah, but I'm gonna dip into this shade first, which is called Miami, and using Morphe E23. So I'm not having any trouble blending it out. The only thing I am noticing is, I'm not sure if you can tell on camera much, but the shade, when you swatch it, that's a really bad swatch, but as you can see, the color, that's the color, and then that's not what it looks like on my eye. Like, it looks like it's just a cool tone brown. Let me do a better swatch so you can see that it's not just me, because I'm finding this really weird. So that's the swatch, and that's not what it's looking like on my eye. What I'm gonna do is take it off with a makeup wipe and just try again with using a different color. What I'm doing is going into a similar shade. Next, using a Makeup Shack T12, I'm gonna go into Albanian. I am just placing that all over, like the first shade I used, without going over that first shade, so we have a nice transition. I'm also building it up after blending. Once that shade is nice and blended and build up to my liking, I'm going into Loyalty. I'm using a Real Techniques shadow brush. So I'm first going to apply it to the inner and outer corners. What I'm also noticing, and I've heard already, is that this palette does like have kickback when you dip into each shadow. As you can see, when I dipped into this shade, you can see all the kickback right there. And this area right here is from when I like swatched it earlier. And it also has like shadow like all right here. And the kickback doesn't really bother me that much, but your palette is gonna get dirty if that is something you mind. But I'm pretty sure you can just clean it like with the wipe. Although it has a lot of kickback, it doesn't really have that much fallout. The only reason why I feel I'm getting fallout is because I'm really building up this color, because I'm having to go back into the palette like several times to really build up the color, the intensity of it. So that's why I feel like I'm getting fallout. Other than that, you barely get any. I am having some issues with the pigmentation. Right now I'm not liking how this is looking at all. You can see right here that looks patchy. I'm trying the other eye to see if I'm just doing something wrong. So I'm just gonna go straight into Albanian with the same Makeup Shack T12 brush. So I packed it on already. Now I'm just blending it out. Again, no issues blending it out. Everything seems to be fine at the moment. So far, everything seems to be working fine. There's no patchiness. It's blending just fine, and it built up pretty well. I'm gonna use the same brush and start packing it on the inner and outer corners. Right away I noticed when I packed it on that it looks more pigmented on this, like on this eye, than on this one. So I'm thinking maybe it just didn't work well with the eyeshadow I used from another palette. But that seems pretty odd to me, because I don't see why it wouldn't work well with other palettes, because I use several palettes with my looks most of the time and they all work fine with each other. So I don't know why this one wouldn't. But so far I've only used Albanian and Loyalty, and it's looking better than this eye. As you can see, I still need to blend that out and go back into Albanian, but it's definitely looking better. As you can see right here, you can easily get carried away with Loyalty, which is the darker color. So I'm gonna use Decade, I believe it's called, and just put some of that right here where I went too high with these. As you can see, the difference between the pigment on each eye, it's crazy. Like, this looks dull and patchy, and then this one looks pigmented and not patchy and blended. And yeah, I grabbed some concealer to create the halo shape. Also, even though I built up the color on this eye, I didn't get any fallout. Like, I barely got any compared to over here, as you can see right there and a little bit there, but I barely got any on this side. So usually when I do halo eyes, sometimes it comes out crooked, so I really need to be careful. Because I want to try to use as many of the shimmer shades as I can, except for the blue, because obviously, you know. I'm gonna use, what is it called? Okay, so first I'm gonna use Vegas, which is this one. Then I'm gonna use Bronzy. Then this one, which is called Glam, and then this one, which is called Armenian. I'm just using the same brush to apply all of them. I just wipe it off right after I use each shade. Finally, I'm gonna apply the last one right in the middle. I feel like the middle shade is not really popping as much as I'd like it to. So I'm going into a more detailed brush and just tapping it on right in the middle once again. Now that I finished this eye, I'm going to take this side off and do the same I did on this side, and then do the rest of my face, because this video isn't a tutorial, it's a review. So, and you're not interested in seeing my face routine once again after a million times. So I'm going to do the other eye and the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. Off camera, what I did was finish the other eye, obviously, and on the inner corner I mixed 2008, which is this one right here, and this one, which is Glam. So I mixed both of those on the inner corner as well as the brow bone. And please excuse my eyebrows, we're having a rough day. Another thing I noticed about this palette was this eyeshadow came kind of loose. See, when I swatched it earlier, it started moving around like that. This is the completed look. It's very, well, I want to say like very smoky and grungy at the same time, but I still like it. I like how it came out, how it turned out. Okay, so my final thoughts on this palette are, first of all, this shade is canceled because, well, as you saw in the beginning, the shade didn't come out like this color on my eye. So that shade is canceled. As far as the other matte shades, they're perfectly fine. They are pigmented and they blend easily. Like, I really had no issues with blending. The only shade I didn't really use was the blue one, because I feel like everybody's using it, so I just wanted to switch it up, not do another blue eye or blue under eye. Blue lower lash line, I mean. But it's still a very pretty color. So I used all the shades. So the mattes, they're fine except for that one, like I already said. And the other shimmers, they're all pigmented. They all blend easily. They apply on the eyes like perfectly fine. I didn't really get any fallout from those. I like all the colors they included in the palette. The mirror, I actually do like the mirror. It's not a bad quality mirror. I actually used it while I was doing my eyeshadow. Excuse my voice, I'm still getting over a cold and my throat is still a little raspy, but yeah, I like the mirror, I like the packaging. Like, the only thing was that I was kind of afraid that it came shattered, because first, well, I paid 45 for this, and then plus shipping and tax, so it came down to like 58. And this, like, it came in the box, and the box came in like with all this like paper, but it wasn't, well, it wasn't thin paper, but it was like the box, and then it was like paper, and then the palette, and then more paper. And I was just scared that it like shattered, like the eyeshadows shattered, but but fortunately everything was fine, nothing shattered. I just think like maybe it should be packed better, maybe, but that's just me. For the price, I want to say, like, really, you're just paying for the name, because you can find any of these shadows in any other palette or as individuals, and maybe even pay less for it. So do I recommend it? I would honestly say you can skip it, but if you really want to try it and you have the money obviously, then yeah, go ahead and try it. If not, then you can, I mean, honestly, you can skip on it. I just really wanted to try it because I wanted to see what all the hype was about, and just test it out for myself and see for myself if it was good or not, and obviously review it for you guys, because you guys did want to see this. I did a poll on Instagram, and you guys said yes, that you wanted a review on this, so of course I'm gonna do this for you guys. Those are my thoughts on this, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below, and next to that, click the little bell button to be notified every time I upload, so you don't miss an upload. And comment down below any video suggestions you have, if you're going to get the palette, if not, why not, and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to comment. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.